Hello, can you hear
Hello.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello?
Hi, Brian, Alex. Can you
Can
hear
you
Hello.
hear me
us?
as well?
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so my audio is okay.
Alex,
Oh, hey,
is it
Brian.
okay for you? Okay.
Oh, you look so tired. Hey, I see steak, right?
For
Uh,
4 minutes left. Okay. Yes.
Thank you,
Okay.
though. I'm a little sleepy. I have a big coffee here, though.
Cool.
So, Leah, we're okay to play the video I sent rather than a live demo for me. I just think it might work better.
Uh, can you select these add channels? Then you can pair it with Kilo site. This one.
I did add Kilo's YouTube channel.
But things haven't. I just noticed Novita has paired with this. But Kilo seems not paired. Could you
Okay.
check this? Yeah,
Oh,
yes.
now it should go.
Uh,
Yeah.
on the upper left corner, there is a tab that add channels.
I just toggled it on. It says it's on from my side.
Oh yes, not successfully.
Okay.
I saw this. Yes.
But the demo that I gave you to upload, we can play that when it's my turn to demo. That'll be okay.
This one, could you see the left side? And there is a demo section. You can click this one, and then it will play.
Okay. I don't know if I have
Yes.
that option.
Just like
Yeah, I don't
this.
think we don't have that area.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, we have it now.
This one?
Perfect. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yes.
Just because
Okay.
because we might be waiting for the voting agent.
So I move to the opening again. This one.
So how's it, Brian? After you guys like acquire, do you pay more? You got more like salary?
I don't know if I'm allowed. I don't think I'm allowed to share that, unfortunately. But no, it's been good.
Yeah, you can just say is it good or not. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Yeah, it's good to have. Anaconda is like a big company with a lot of resources.
Yeah.
And a lot of like enterprise connections. So it's basically just Kilo as usual, but we have a bunch of more resources now, which is great.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, we're all happy. How have things been for? I guess we're about to start. Maybe we can chat after. I was gonna ask how things have been for you since we last talked, though.
Yeah, for sure. If you want.
Let me check the linking events. Okay, linking events it works now. We can start. I'll mute my microphone, and Alex, you can host now.
Oh, are we live now?
We are live now.
Really? Cause
Yes.
oh, really?
We have streamed for about 30 minutes.
Oh, already.
Yes, already.
I should ask that question.
I'll mute my micro.
It's okay.
Okay. I shouldn't ask that question. Yeah. Sorry, Brian. So
No,
I don't know that we're already live. So anyway, I'm happy to be here. I'm Alex from Novita AI, doing that role. So today, I'm super excited to be here and the invited team member from Anti-Lean team and the Kilo Code team. We have a webinar. We want to talk about what's happening behind the anti-lean latest model. I think it's Lean 3 Flash. So what's behind that? How can we actually utilize? We also invited engineer from Antilink team, so he can probably introduce some of the tricks or behind the model. So yeah, well, why don't we start to like introduce ourselves, and we can probably still wait a little bit for more audience. So yeah, Brian, you can go ahead.
Yeah. So hi everybody. I'm Brian. I'm developer relations engineer at Kilo and now Anaconda. So Kilo is an open source AI coding agent. So it's a model agnostic tool that you can use to code the CLI, from JetBrains, from VS Code, or any IDE you use basically. We recently acquired by Anaconda. If anyone doesn't know Anaconda, it's a big, well-known company for producing Python packages and security, and now adding a bunch of other AI and security features. And we're super excited to be a part of the Anaconda family, because it means the Kilo product is expanding, and we have more resources to continue to build a great agentic engineering tool. So yeah, I'm Brian. Kilo is the AI coding agent, and I guess I'll hand it off to Jonathan.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Jonathan, go ahead.
Hi everyone. Thank you for joining us and watch our stream. My name is Jonathan, and I'm an engineer from the Lean Model team at Ant Group. As for Ant Group is a company behind Alipay, and our team builds and publishes open foundation models for production systems. Our model family includes the Lean language models from 8 billion up to 1 trillion parameters, and the mean multimodal models. We are releasing full base model weights and final checkpoints, so developers can fine-tune them on their own provide workload. I'm an engineer from the team, so happy to see you all.
Yeah, nice to see you, Jonathan. So to add more context, like Anti-Lean Straight Flash was free, I think, a few weeks ago on OpenRouter. Novida AI provided the underlying infrastructure. So I'm not sure like if the audience already tried this model. I personally did it. It's super fast and pretty capable of some sort of agent tasks. They probably, I don't think I can leak that, but we're probably releasing more models recently. So keep an eye on this. So if you guys follow Antilink team, they're kind of a new gamer in open source models, and welcome Antilink team to open source models. So I think the next step, next part, I'm going to invite Jonathan. He prepared some of the contents. It could be professional, but if you have any questions, if you have audience question from Kilo Code, go ahead and drop in the chat. We can follow up on that. And Jonathan, you can go ahead.
Okay, let me share my screen and start a little slides. Open slide, share this. Okay, let me choose this source. Screen share. Can you see my screen now?
Not really. I cannot really, I don't have that workspace. Just a moment. Let me see.
Maybe the host have to.
I need the host to give us a
change the source.
Share it. I cannot really.
I have two stream source. Could you share your slide with me via Slack? Then I can upload it to this language.
I have two video sources, but the screen might not streaming to video.
Yeah. Anyway, while we're preparing the content, Brian can go ahead. Maybe we can talk about like, yeah, you just mentioned that you guys are acquired. Yeah. Do you have any updates you can share? Like maybe some new features on Kilo Code. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing, if there's any data scientists or people who work in Python in the audience, if you check the Kilo blog for last Friday or the Kilo YouTube channel, I think maybe the most recent video, I released a blog and a video explaining how you can build a Metaflow pipeline, which any data scientists or Python engineers will probably know what that means, in Kilo. And then you can actually deploy it to the Anaconda platform, all from like within the Kilo CLI. You just authenticate quickly from the Anaconda platform, and then you can run this Metaflow pipeline in the Anaconda platform. You can set it to trigger at certain times or with certain events. So, I mean, I think it unlocks a lot, especially for people that were working in Python, but also just for people who care about like security. And I know I think we're kind of I don't know if you agree with this, Alex, but we're kind of at the stage where people are getting used to the power and building ability that comes with AI, and now the conversation is getting more and more towards like security. I think there's a lot going on in that space, and I think Anaconda has some great security. And we're excited for that. Anyway, go ahead.
So the host.
Yeah, sounds good. I definitely agree with the security issue. So yeah, welcome back, Jonathan. I think we have the content right now. So yeah, you can go ahead and tell us.
Okay, so let me continue. So as previous said, we are releasing full base model and weights to developers, so they can fine tune them on their own, provide code and weights and documents and workloads. In Lean 3.0, we focus heavily on native tool calls and agentic power, starting with our Flash model. So we are also glad to work closely with Novita AI for fast API serving and Kilo Code for agent runtime integration. Okay, as for today, what we will talk about today. Since I work from the model side, today I want to share a few behind the scenes stories that users don't usually see from the outside or the agent side. First, we will look at how post-training creates strong habits in models and why that makes them closely tied to specific harnesses. Secondly, we will discuss how to combine heavy and fast models, the different tiers of models to run high-frequently batch loops fast and affordably. And third, how you can actually capture these savings of monies in your own production workflows. So let's dive straight into the first story. To get started, let's look at what makes coding agents fundamentally different from the regular chat models. In standard text generation, randomness is actually a feature. It makes conversations feel natural, flexible, and creative. But inside a coding agent, the model is not chatting with a human. It is driving a software state machine. So in this setup, randomness becomes more likely a bug. If the model adds an unexpected field, drops a bracket, or drifts from the schema, the execution loops breaks immediately. So this is why agent models require strict behavior alignment, which leads to our next topic. The first insight from our post-training work is that models are not runtime neutral. As you can see on the diagram, maybe it's a little small. Pre-training stages builds general knowledge, but post-training wires the models directly into the tool and teach the model how to use specific tools. This is where the magic happens. So some of proprietary commercial harnesses are designed around their own specific model families. Their prompt recipes, retry logic, error handlers, and tool calling schemas all expect specific model behaviors. But during post-training, models develop strong habits around specific tool schemas and formats. If the harness expects one dialect and the model speaks another, there is where the bad things happen. Silent failures happen in production. Okay, so let me share a real lesson we learned from one of our earlier training runs. In our internal SFT dataset, almost every tool parameter included an explicit description field. So in our internal benchmarks, the model scored very high pass rates. But when we test the exact same model in real-world third-party harnesses, pass rates dropped sharply. The reason was simple after we investigate. Some of the external schemas did not have description fields or just reject them during validation. The model have over-aligned to our internal synthetic format, proving how easily models and runtimes are getting coupled together. So beyond tool schemas, different model families rely on conflicting steering habits. For example, everyone basically knows the cloud pattern relies on dynamic XML tags like system reminder. They are injected into mid-turn after true execution. But the OpenAI pattern, on the other hand, is like just stacks dense negative rules one after another upfront at the very top of the system prompt. If you feed OpenAI's style rules to a cloud model, or you feed cloud style XML tags like system reminder into OpenAI models, the performance might degrade. This is why open weight models needs open customizable harnesses where developers can inspect and match the exact prompt receipt. Now we have looked how a single model behaves inside an agent. Now let's see what happens in multi-agent setups. Today, many teams naturally use a single heavy model for every step. But what if we split the workload into two different model tiers? So at the top, we are using a heavy model as the architect and the validator. It only runs 1 to 10 calls per task. It's like to plan, define scope, orchestrate tools, and review final diffs and outcomes. But in the middle, we deploy a fast model swarm for high frequency execution loops. This may handle thousands of parallel batch tasks, such as fixing codes, unit testing, and structured code edits. So what does this actually look like day-to-day practice in production? We can think about a pretty common workflow. You set up a task and the agent runs through dozens of small loops and parallel tasks. And then you review the diff, the outcome with agents. If you run all of that on a heavy model with high cost and high price, you may end up waiting around on rate limits and watching your API bill go up. But if you offload these execution loops to fast models in parallel, an hour of waiting turns into just a few minutes, maybe. But to be totally honest with you all, the fast models are not just free. You do have to spend time tweaking prompts and like drinking more coffee to get them stable. But when you are running batch at once and at scale, the extra engineering pays off immediately. Okay, so how do you actually put this into practice? Here is how we usually think about it, and we are running experiments with these steps in production. First, we might start on heavy models. We can spend an hour or two, like 1 to 2 days, building a quick prototype, testing your tools and make sure the core workflow works and just stable enough. But once you know it works, you can switch these repetitive batch loops over to fast APIs. That will cut down your latency and keeps your costs very low. And if you have some private data or internal workload, you can even grab the open base weights, download them, and fine-tune a small LoRa or post-training on your own workload. So that way you prototype fast, scale cheaply, and you can just keep full control over your internal workload. So this is why we are releasing base models as well as our final checkpoints for developers to customize. Okay, so that's all of the topics of these parts. If you like to chat with us or follow what we are working on, just feel free to find us on X. For open model weights and training recipes, we are at Antling AGI, and we are happy to see our friends are also on X as well. We'd like to hear what you are building and chat more online. Okay.
Yeah.
So quickly wrap up. Now let's move on from the model concepts to live demo from Brian. So Brian and Alex, over to you all.
Yeah. Before we move into next part, like everyone here, feel free to subscribe NT, Kilo, and us as well. So that was a very brief and interesting technique works through. I have several questions. So if you have all questions in the chat, you can go ahead and tell us. So yeah, personally, like you just mentioned about the model and while you're training it to feed the coding agent like Cloud Code, you have to
Okay.
feed their for example their YARN file or whatever. It's their pattern for that coding agent. So I was just thinking, what do you think are the most important behavior differences between models when they are used as coding agent?
Okay,
Mhm.
like this slide, different models have their dialects. It's not right or wrong. It's more like a alignment preference. So different companies have their different alignment preference baked
Mhm.
into the model.
Yeah.
Some of the model series just use XML more, and some others use Markdown more. Uh, we have found some of our models can just use 3JS very well, but when we switch to D3JS, the model fails more often. Uh, the the core reason why it fails is the model just misaligned the X and Z level because the two library has two axis system. So it's more like an alignment preference, not a right or wrong. The different model trained after different pipelines just have their dialects.
Yeah, that's actually a super interesting question because I think that's the reason why every model company has their own coding agent. So
Yes.
just kind of curious, do you guys have your own coding agent on the roadmap? Are you guys considering that?
Yes, you have mentioned an interesting topic. It is every model company have or just will ultimately have their own coding agents. Maybe that's true. It's an interesting that's an interesting insight. So like DeepSeek, they have DeepSeek harness just hot on X for a few weeks or months. So they just fine tuned the harness upon upon on their own models. So what I was thinking or I recommended I recommend is if the model company already have their own harnesses, just use it. But if you are using open weights, open source models, you may choose a third party or like I said, neutral harnesses like Code or some more, because you can fine tune the system prompt, the
Yeah.
agent hooks, or even the steering round in the agent loops to make the model work well.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a very deep question. So I'm going to stop it right here. Maybe next time we can discuss more.
Okay.
But I do have a very interesting question to Brian, since we're talking about every motor company has their own coding agent. So how do you guys like how do Kilo Code kind of balance all those models? So different models can fit in Kilo Code, and it works well. So like how do you guys balance in that?
Yeah, I mean, I think can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Yes,
cool.
it's good, yeah.
Yeah, so Kilo is like a completely model agnostic tool, and we don't have our own model that we created or serve. We just want the user to use whatever works best for them. So we give some guidance on where we think certain models are more effective. If you check the kilo.ai/models page, we have our KiloBench benchmark that maps all of the popular models across different strength areas. But it's true. I think we're kind of betting, and we sort of believe that the ecosystem, the model ecosystem, will continue to proliferate. We don't believe that there's going to be one ultimate model that's going to win out the environment. I've been using the Ling models, and they're great. They're super fast, cost effective, and that's really valuable for certain use cases. And I think it all depends on what you're building. And I think the main thing that we focus on at Kilo is not enforcing a certain model type, but rather allowing the user to switch when it makes sense to switch at any point in their workflow.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So we can move on to next part. I think Brian probably prepared some of the demos, and can we share that?
Yeah, I think we have the video. So I screen recorded the demo so that we don't have to sit here and watch
cool.
Kilo think. But maybe can we pause it real quick so I can, is it possible to pause the video so I can kind of tee it up a little better?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Can we start it? Can we make it like start from the beginning?
Perfect. So yeah, this is, maybe is it possible to pause it here so before it keeps
can we pause it at the beginning?
Yeah, if not, it's fine. We can just stop and I can tee it up.
Yeah, you can just go ahead, I think.
Anyway, we'll just let it run, and we can restart it when I'm done explaining. It's fine. So yeah, this is what Kilo looks like in VS Code. Like I said, Kilo is a model agnostic open source AI coding agent. So it's an extension in VS Code. We have a CLI, we have JetBrains extension, and it allows you to code with AI. It reads your repo, writes code, edits code, all of that fun stuff. And it's model agnostic, so you can use any AI model underneath it. And we also support bring your own key. So in this demo, I use Ling 3 Flash through Novita provider with my Novita API key. So I didn't have any money in my Kilo balance, and I just brought my Novita key into Kilo. And what's showing right now, we'll restart this in a second so I can walk y'all through it, is that I essentially built a boilerplate repo that's kind of empty and deliberately boring. It's an incomplete task tracker. So that was the starting point. There's a web folder running Vite and React, an API folder running Fastify with SQLite, and a shared folder that holds all the type definitions, and a test folder. But basically at the beginning, nothing was implemented. Every route returned like a hard-coded response. The UI rendered an empty page, and the whole thing just installs and runs without errors. So it's basically like a super early boilerplate empty task tracking app. And maybe now we can restart it so I can kind of walk you through what's happening, because what I want to show is Kilo's agent manager, which basically allows you to run multiple coding agents at the same time without conflict. So you can work on different parts of your project or application at the same time. So if we can maybe restart the video one more time, and then I'll be able to walk through it.
Yeah. Let me pin if our host here. I don't think I have the access, but
it's all good. I think it's almost
here.
I cannot slow down the speed of this video.
Yeah, you can just make it start from the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
But always make it at the beginning.
Just from the beginning.
That's okay now.
Perfect.
Okay.
So this is the original app. Like you can see, there's a little bit of code here, like I said. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this little icon here, and that brings up Kilo's Agent Manager, which lets you spin up multiple agents in dedicated Git work trees. So in one, I'm going to maybe add some docs like a README, and I think in a minute it'll show that I'll select Ling3 Flash here from the model dropdown for just this work tree. So this is a dedicated, isolated agent working on creating some docs, some README docs. We'll create the work tree. And then you can see that starts working here in its own window. If we click this button again, we can create a new agent in a new work tree, maybe for adding some tests. So vi test coverage on all the routes. We'll click that. It's using the same model. We'll do another one for front end or back end rather, which is actually creating and hardening all of the actual API routes. So we'll get that going. You can see on the left, they're all starting to do some work. And then we'll do one last one here, same method, click that new work tree for the front end, which is basically just building out the UI and UX for this little application. We're still using Ling3 Flash there. So we'll create a workflow. And you can see they're all on the left here. That little loading symbol shows that they're all still coding. Looks like the docs has actually produced some code. So we can go over to this diff section and toggle the diff and see what code it's actually generated here as it works. And then we can go check out the other agents as they're working. So this is 4 dedicated, isolated agents, all working on different parts of the app at the same time. And since they're using Git work trees, which is a function of Git that allows, it basically copies the repo and allows you to work on parts of the code without conflict. They're not going to conflict with each other. So docs just finished. You can see that little symbol changed to the completed symbol. And you can see the number of lines of code that it changed there. And we can go ahead and just wait for the other agents to finish here. I think tests probably will take the longest. Front end just finished. So now we have docs and front end. Instead of doing this all in series linearly, which would require 4 times as much time and effort from us, we can have them all running at the same time.
Yeah, did you just speed up the video? Because it's so fast.
I sped up the part where it was coding. Yeah. So we didn't have to say it. But it's a fast model. So this was fairly,
definitely.
yeah. Mm-hmm. So back end finished there. Did the video just pause? Oh no, okay. So you can click that little button and you can open that work tree in VS Code as well. So you can review just the changes. You can open the workspace for just that agent there. So if you want to review just the changes or just the code from that one isolated agent, you can review that. Looks like tests is still loading there and maybe just about finished. Checking the results there, saying all 6 tests pass. But yeah, I sped up the video for a lot of the coding so we didn't have to wait here. It looks like it took about 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's definitely a good choice.
Yeah. That's the thing with AI demos is like you never know how long stuff is going to take.
Yeah.
So test just finished there. You can review the diff as I mentioned, and then when you're ready, you can just click this apply button and apply it to the main branch. You can go through all the agents and you can see they're applying with no conflicts. You could do the same for the other. I think the video ends there, but the point is that this is probably my personal favorite feature of Kilo for VS Code, especially, is that our great engineers kind of built out this way using Git work trees, which I'm not gonna go into the history, but if you're curious, you can look up Git work trees and what they are. But it basically allows you to have isolated edits of the same repo without conflict. So then you can have multiple agents, like I said, working on the same project. So I basically took this app from almost nothing to a complete working application with a good front end, back end, test suite, and documentation all at the same time, and all using the same model. But you can also use different models if you want. So yeah, that's my little demo. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask.
Yeah, I was just wondering, like, because you keep saying there's no conflict, but it could be a dumb question, but how do you manage that? Because you have multiple agents that are running on the same repo. So what if one agent they write some code that actually conflict with another one? So how do you reserve it, or how do you make it not happen?
Yeah, so I mean, the main mechanism of that is the Git work tree, which is basically a built-in Git command that allows you to check out multiple branches of the same repository in separate directories. So instead of basically stashing changes and making a bunch of messy placeholder commits, you can just, using Git work trees, you can work in isolated directories in the same code base, and then in the Kilo backend, there's also just some other kind of mechanisms to prevent merge conflicts. So yeah, it's basically just leveraging and expanding that existing Git functionality, but applying that to a coding agent.
Yeah, got it. So another question, because I'm not sure if you mentioned this in this video, but like you just did, you built different sections of, maybe it could be docs, could be tests. So what is the shared context? Did you write all those contexts in the README or somewhere? And when you prompt it, you can just refer to that file to create like a PRD file. Did you have that to manage contests?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So when you create the work trees, they're all starting from the same place. So you have to have a Git repo initiated in this project for the agent manager to work. So all of it basically works from the last commit. So I committed the boilerplate of the project, and all of these agents are working from there. As far as so that's like the actual context of the repo. As far as like instructional context from the user, there's a few things. So one, it'll have artifacts from your conversations in the main branch, agent branch, and maybe I can share my screen real quick, actually, so I can show it a little better. Works.
For sure, we still have some time.
Cool. Let me just pull up my VS Code. So I'm sharing now. I think you have to probably pull there you go. So this is a copy of that same repo, like before I applied the changes. So there's basically not much here. And another feature of Kilo is that we have this plan mode here, which is basically like architect mode, or if anyone's used other coding tools, they all have something similar. So you could say something like create a plan to build the working API routes. Obviously, in a real situation, I'd probably flesh that prompt out a little bit more in a more detailed way. Oh, it looks like I need to actually change. Sorry, I'm going to copy that. I'm not signed in here, so I'm going to do the Kilo gateway. Oops. Open 3. Plan mode here. Copy the same prompt. And what plan mode is going to do is it's going to read our repo. Oh, I don't know what's going on there. Might be just a random. Oh, there we go. Just a little error. It's going to read through our repo, and I don't know why there's errors. It's live demo, classic. But it's going to create an implementation plan, right? So that's what plan does. It reads through our repo. It references our prompt, and instead of actually changing the code, it's going to write a thorough implementation plan of what it's going to do next when you do choose to implement. And I actually think this error looks worse than it actually is. It looks like I just didn't give it one permission. It's giving us a chunky error message. So all good. But anyway, when this is done, when this is done, it's going to give us a markdown file with the implementation plan. So it'll be like everything it's wanting to implement when you switch to code mode and how it's going to do that. And that's something that will be shared to an agent manager agent or a parallel agent as soon as you create a work tree from there. And Kilo knows to check that architecture plan while it's doing the implementation. So all of the agents will have like a centralized plan to work from.
Got it.
Looking like it's writing the
Got
file
it. So Yeah, I also saw that you have some sort of like SEO. Can you click the plan again? Because yeah, personally, I just uh like, can you introduce a little bit about the SEO expert? Like how is it? Because I'm super curious. I do SEO as well personally. Oh, not
Yeah.
personally, for a company. Like how do you use that? Because I think SEO is kind of a use case for anti-lean model, because it doesn't have to be a heavy coding work. You just need to be fast and understand our task. So
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So that's a good point. I'm actually glad you brought that up, because this is actually a custom agent that someone, a great marketer on our team, Arkady, made, which is a cool feature of Kilo, actually. So we have these are the agent modes. So like the different personalities or skilled agents. So there's code, which is probably intuitive, just the default agent for building and implementation. There's ask, which is like answering questions about your code base without changing anything. Code reviewer, debug, plan. We used to have orchestrator, but that's been deprecated because now all of these modes are natively orchestrative, meaning they'll break down the task into sub agents to all work on different parts of it at the same time. And SEO expert is actually an agent mode that someone on our team created. And you can create agents for any sort of thing. So we have our Kilo.ai website, and we want to make sure that the SEO on that is performing. So what you can do is basically go hit this icon here for settings, agent behavior, and then there's the default. You can pick the default agent, which will probably always be code. You can change that if you want. If maybe, I don't know, you're a QA engineer and you want to always be reviewing the code, but you can actually create a new mode by clicking this button, name it, give it a short description, and then system prompt. A custom agent is basically the baseline Kilo agent, but you're adding a bunch of extra instructions. So an example is like, you are a code reviewer. If we go over to SEO expert here, we can see that there's a bunch of markdown here explaining that now you're an SEO engineering agent. You have deep technical knowledge in SEO. There's a bunch of guidelines on how to look for SEO failures or SEO optimizations. And then when you switch that model and say do an SEO sweep of the website, it'll reference that system prompt and do so.
Yeah, cool. So it's not public. It's kind of like your personal, right?
Yeah, but you can share these as well. Like you can export them and share them.
Okay.
So, and there's also a bunch of other things you can change about the agent here if you're want to get deeper into it. But yeah.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, I think I think this pretty much all of our webinar today, and we don't want to make it long so people kind of feel bored. So if there's any questions, could be from us, could be like Brian or Jonathan, if you have questions for Kilo, or from audience, go ahead. We can leave some time for us.
Yeah, I don't see any questions on our YouTube right now. So if there's any other questions from elsewhere for me, happy to answer. But otherwise, I think I'm good.
Yeah, I don't think we had that from our side as well. So yeah, I think that's it for today. And thanks everyone for joining today. I'm Alex, and happy to enjoy Jonathan and Brian. We made this webinar. Hope you guys enjoy and follow us. Very interesting. Yeah, I think that's it for today, and that's it for today. And Leah, we can go.
Thank you for all.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks Alex. Thanks Jonathan.